time for a fresh start. Too many podcasts with too much promotion. Welcome to the Gearbox Podcast, where it's just me, a technician turned shop owner, bringing you real-world insight without the fluff. No sponsors, no gimmicks, and nothing I haven't personally used or believe in. This is the raw side of the industry. You'll hear growth as it happens, the wins, the mistakes, and everything in between. It's mostly unedited, straight-up conversations between me and other leaders in the field who are actually in the trenches with the wrenches doing the work. No scripts, no filters, no sales pitch. Just real talk for people who live it every day. On the show today, we got Andrew Klement back in. Now, if you remember Andrew, he was on a previous episode. He's recently technician turned shop owner. So his previous episode, he was conversating from the technician's perspective, and this is his 4th month in business. Let's get into it. As the time goes by.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous. So, yeah,
I think how's the audio
we last.
Am I low?
Is it? You're low.
I'll turn myself up a little bit.
Oh,
does that sound better?
How about that? Yeah, that sounds better.
You sound good. I couldn't hear myself talk.
No, I was like, is my volume down too low?
I love listening to myself talk.
So let me ask you this question, Jimmy, as a podcast host and someone that, as I understand it, you also host a radio show. Yeah. Do you ever go back and listen to your? Do you listen to your episodes or no, not really?
I do. I listen to more when I'm on other people's podcasts. I feel like I listen to that.
So am I the weird one for going back and listening to my episode after it airs on like everybody's podcast that I go on?
I mean, I think I'm on episode 110 or something, so I just don't have the time to do that. I mean, editing, I hear it, but to like listen to the entirety, it's like, well, I already heard the conversation once, so I don't need to hear it twice.
That's fair.
But there was a point where in the first 30, I was like pretty religious about listening to him, and then it helps with, well, I listen to my phone calls too at the shop, right? Like, and I listen to all the advisors' calls and the service managers' calls. So I listen to a lot of people talking a lot, and it helps with the uhs and the ums, and
that's something that I realize, and I think of myself as being really good with being intentional with my speech and not falling into those. Feeling that need to fill that silence with an or an or any of those things.
I got way too into it,
dude. But now that for those of you who don't know me, my name is Andrew. I own Finley River Auto and Diesel. We are in month 4 of operation. We opened December 1st, 2025. So I'm a brand new, wet behind the ears shop owner.
That's awesome,
and this is my favorite job. I love this job. But it's amazing how it brings out things in you that you didn't realize you had. Like,
just wait, man.
I know.
No, I hate those connotations. But it's like my daughter just turned 1, right? So I'm a brand new dad, and her birthday was actually on Saturday. But it's everyone comes up to you and like, oh, just wait. Oh, just wait till the lack of sleep. Oh, wait for this, wait for that. And for the most part, up to this point, it's like, man, if that's all the price I got to pay for admission to have one of these, like. Sign me up. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the boomers did it a lot, and it was like, oh, did someone take away your drinking time?
Wait. It's like, dude, what are you so
selfish, mother?
Right? That's exactly the thing. Is I have conversations with people. So I moved from Arizona to this great state of Missouri about 2 years. Actually, well, we just like last week crossed 2 years to the day of living in this great state, and now I live in the Midwest.
About the last time. Yeah, you were making the move.
So I honestly, fantastic, best decision ever. There are terrible people out there. So the general contractor that I hired to build my house ended up stealing about $100,000 from me. And so we're now waist deep in civil litigation. So every industry has bad apples. It's not limited to our industry. But see, there it is. There's an
It's natural, man. You have to have it.
I know.
You have to. I wanted to touch back on that because it's like I got so deep in like the first like couple dozen episodes that I started eliminating all of it, right? And then I would listen. I'm like, man, it just sounds too monotonous because I'm so focused on like my speech pattern that I'm like forgetting that I have to have a freaking conversation.
Right, like there's a real person on the other end of this call. Exactly.
To focus on where it matters, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm now, like I said, this is month 5, December. Yeah. We're in month 5 now of operation, which is a whirlwind of excitement. And like, this is a thing that I've wanted to do since I was a little kid, man. Like I was probably 15 when I was like, I'm gonna own a shop. And there's so many things that come along with owning a shop that even the best technicians have no idea about. And
Yeah,
it's
I was gonna
really
say that,
interesting to watch the
and this is the
groups.
red. This is the red hot question, right? Are you doing it because you like
Yeah.
fixing cars, or are you doing it because you want to own a business?
Oh, I'm doing it because I want to own a business. 100%.
So
100%.
your goal is to step away from the actual technician role.
So fast, dude. So fast. Like, let me rephrase that. I enjoy fixing cars. Like, I like it fine. It's okay. It's made me a tremendous living. I've done honestly fairly well for myself just turning wrenches and fixing cars. But I have no desire to own my job. I found that stepping into this business and putting on more of a management hat and like putting out fires and doing all the different things that have to be done to manage a business, because I am not currently, nor have I ever been, a one man show. So I started day one, actually 2 weeks before day one, before we actually opened. I started with the service advisor. So I'm I'm the technical production side, and then I had a service advisor, and we operated as a 2-man operation for almost 2 months, and then I hired a GS who unfortunately didn't end up working out. But like 2 weeks after I hired the GS, I hired a B Tech, and GS didn't work out. I've still got the B Tech, and he's an absolute rock star. And it is just, I am so excited to hire someone to replace me out in the shop.
Yeah.
I like solving problems. I like helping people, but I enjoy the management side of it way more than I enjoy the fixing cars side of it.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that's like the big eye opener, right? For most when they get there, and they and I've seen so many. I've talked to so many that like just put it on the back burner, right? Like, oh, I got to manage these people, and then I can get back to doing what I do. It's crazy because it's like that's you don't get past that. What's your outlook though, like on like management? How do you perceive that? Like in your mind, when you're like when you get yourself replaced, what does your next task look like to you? Like, what is it that you have? Do you have a list that you've put together? Like, I got all this stuff that I want to do once I get myself replaced in the shop, or are you just kind of waiting to see once you get yourself
I'm,
replaced what the next step's going to look like?
I have not taken the time to like actually put goals to paper as far as making a list
Well,
of
not even like so
what I
much
want to do.
goals, but
But
like the
but
task at
just like,
hand.
yeah, so like the biggest thing is I want to improve our sales process. And right now I've got an advisor slash service manager. I call him service manager because I pay him a salary, which is a fun and exciting place to have your father-in-law working. So
Call him
that's
just call him an ASM, an AASM, an assistant to the assistant service manager.
right, right. So his title is service manager. That way I can pay him a salary, and he does do the job of service manager, but as service manager for a small 4-bay shop with 1.5 technicians, it's a service advisor it's like a service advisor plus kind
Yeah.
of role. But I want to improve our sales process, and I want to improve our client experience, because I feel like we have a tremendous amount to offer, and there is nobody around us that is offering premium service. And I think we're doing a pretty good job of achieving that kind of premium service feel. There's still room to grow, and I am so buried right now under the hoods of cars, fixing cars, that I can't develop that process and kind of teach my team how we want to do things, and really streamline our process. So building and implementing processes, I think, is the big thing that I am excited to do once I can get out of the
What's
shop.
your goal, or what's your vision as like what that sales process wants to be? Do you just want to take the time to do it, or do you have something in mind that you want to start working on?
So my vision for the process is kind of it's a little bit of a mashup between a couple different big names in the industry.
Sure.
I want my clients to feel that we care about them as people, and that we're putting them and their needs first, and
Absolutely.
that we are being, completely transparent about the repair, and we're also giving them enough information but not dumping technician speak onto them and overwhelming them to where they feel like I don't even know what to do. You know what I mean? Because like you and I, we speak the technician lingo because we've done it,
It's
right?
it's
So
interesting. Yeah, I don't want to like stop you there, but it's interesting because I've just recently, because of Chat GPT, am now getting a lot more informed. I say that with air quotes, informed, but customers that want a
yes,
really, really, really detailed technical breakdown, so they can load it into
yeah,
Chat GPT and say, "Does this sound correct? Did they test the correct components?" I actually had one that I was called out on about an EV that came in, and I don't know if I don't remember. I think the inverter. I mean, those are so straightforward. It's like I hate to say use a code to like diagnose a vehicle, but with like an EV, it's like typically it's like a cat code. Like it needs a cat. Like could it
yeah,
be the O2 sensors? No, it's not. Why? Well, because
yeah,
I checked them when they were switching, and so it's like you do
yeah,
a quick like 30-second test, and you know, right? You just snap the throttles. Like O2 sensors are switching. It's not the O2 sensor. It's the cat's bad. And same with EVs. Anyway, I got called out. Well, did you check the battery state of charge? And I'm like, man, if that's not a Chat GPT prompt to ask if you put a code in and like what the next logical step should be is, I don't know what
right,
is, right?
yeah.
It's just interesting that you brought that up because it's like, man, it's like almost like the world's changing back now where people want more information so then they can use this new technology to find out if we're actually doing these high level diags
Yeah,
like
but then it
should
also
be.
depends. It also depends like on the client, right? So like so we specialize in the light duty diesel space. So diesel pickup trucks is kind of our bread and butter, for lack of a better term. And diesel truck owners, man, they want to know the details. They want to know, what did you test? What were the test results? What is the actual data that you're seeing? How do
Yeah.
we know that's the problem? And I mean, I understand because like I'm going to hit you. I mean, I've got a client in the shop right now that's about to get hit with a $7,000 estimate. He wants to know that that's legitimate, you know?
Yeah.
So it is interesting though, because I haven't yet seen kind of the putting into AI to check me. Uh, I've done it. I've put my own stuff into chat to try to see if I'm stupid or missing something. But like I want my customers to feel comfortable when they walk in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know
That's the main goal, right?
yeah, so like what I tell my staff and what I'm trying to build is like I want it to feel like a high-end dentist's office. Like that's the kind of like environment I want it to feel like. Like it's clean, it's bright, it's well lit. There's a friendly smiling person at the counter, and it's a comfortable place if you have to sit and wait. Obviously, we try to minimize people waiting with their car as much as we can, whether that's a shuttle ride.
Is it like the yes is the answer? What's the question?
Exactly. That is exactly it, and that's
Well,
exactly the
well,
thing.
I want to dive into this more because you've taken. I mean, this is new for you, but you have a lot of different polarizing ways that you can go, and we all do, I think, every day, right? Like it doesn't matter. I've been doing
Yeah,
this for 10 years. I could wake up tomorrow and be like, I find a new process, and that's exactly what I did in the last 6 months. I've completely pivoted our shop and what we do. So it's like not just because of that, but I guess you don't have like a pattern or something that you've used. It's like, okay, this is working, so it really scares me to change. You kind of have like you can do whatever you
yeah.
want, right? With
That's the
no
thing, dude.
fear.
That's honestly so exciting because it's not like, oh man, what if we do free diag? It's like, nah, dude, we're just gonna do free diag, right? And we did, and we ran free diag for 2 months, and we like in a technical sense, the bottom line of the P&L was in the black on month 2 of a brand new shop, which sounds incredible. And then you look at month 3 and we were way in the red. So it's like we had
Caught
some
up with
stuff
you.
lined up, but we are in coming into month 5 and we are in the black overall. And that I think like we've dug out of the hole we created and we're moving up. And I think a lot of that was because we aggressively grew our car count using free diag. So when a client calls and they say, how much for brakes? And you say, well, why do what's going on with your brakes? And they say, well, I got some grinding. And you say, well, anytime you've got grinding in your brakes, it's really important. One of my certified technicians inspects that issue. I'm going to inspect that issue and give you a complete written estimate at no charge. Is right now a good time to bring that vehicle in? Or I'm still working on that script, but like
That was close. That was good.
yeah, I can fix it right now. I'm not going to charge you to look at it.
We're going to courtside.
Yeah.
When I go to courtside, I'm going to let you know so we can go meet over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, dude, that's
Anytime
what
you're
I'm saying.
experiencing
It's
brake issues, you have an AAC certified technician take a look at it. Is now a good time to bring it in?
just exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing is like just saying yes.
Yeah.
Like
And
just say yes, get the
you
break
think
on
too
the
many
vehicle.
get like wrapped up in this whole like BS of like of trying to do
You are
one
what's
thing too
wrong with the
exact,
industry.
or like it's just crazy, man. It's like, and you don't have to do everything. Like we have a process where we can break it down to, like, when you're talking to a customer on the phone, right? And within that first 20 seconds of like vetting that customer, like you just said, oh man, that's not great. Well, I'm so glad you called me. I am so excited about this opportunity. Thank you so much for giving us a call. Anytime you're experiencing those kind of issues, we're going to take a look at it. Is now a good time to bring it in? The next question for them is going to be, they're going to say yes, or they're going to say how much, right? And it's at that point in time, okay, where is this going to go? Right.
Yeah.
And too many people are scared, like, well, how much? Well, let me ask you a question. Are you just calling around for prices to get the best price, or are you looking for the best value? Right. And it's you just call them out,
Yeah.
like, break it down. Right. Oh, well, I
Yeah.
got a couple quotes already. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. How come you haven't had it done over there? Is there something that that you didn't like about them? Because let me tell you a little bit about us. And then you send them a shop tour, right? And you tell them with three, and and it's everyone just gets stuck on the price, and then they're like, "That's not my customer," because they're asking for a price. It might not be right, but if you
Right.
go
But
through that
also
process, you will know.
exactly. And a lot of these customers are just like they were always taught, like just get three quotes. I mean, it's you're
Oh,
doing
for
something in
sure.
your house, like
And then ask
you
them what
should
their
get three
hourly
quotes.
rate
Never
is.
go with the first guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get the
Yeah.
cheapest hourly rate. Just ask them what their
Yeah.
hourly rate is.
Yeah. That's I had this conversation with my dear service advisor, and I do love him so, and I have to see him at Christmas. So
And it sounds like
but like
tomorrow morning
it
too.
yeah, well, yeah, there's that too. But like it doesn't matter what the hourly rate is. And that was something, for him, he was struggling with like, man, if the average door rate in this area is, I don't know, call it $120 an hour, and we're rolling in at 165 plus a matrix. He's like, I just can't sell this for, almost $200 an hour. And I was like, well, you can sell it for $1 an hour and tell them it's 200 hours.
How
I
we
don't
doing?
care. Like it really doesn't matter. Like if you're like, oh well, that's my favorite thing is people go, well, that rate's a little high. It's like, okay, but like it's half the equation, right? How many hours are we charging?
Yeah,
Oh, this guy's $100 an hour, cool, and he's going to charge you 25 hours for this job, and I'm, $200 an hour, and I'm going to charge you 12 and a half. It's the same price.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's that way to break it down, but everyone thinks that there's a quota time, there's a book time, and then they're gonna want.
Sure.
The main thing is like just having the confidence behind when someone asks you what your price is, says, "Man, you're expensive." It's like, damn right, I'm expensive. I'm the most expensive one in town. Let me explain to you why. Like,
Yeah.
and this is why. Do you get your car washed every time you come in? When you call down the shop, do they answer the phone every time with a smile? When they come in, is the shop clean? Like, and if it is, let me know because I want to go meet this guy. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Well, exactly. That was something that I was talking to my advisor about. He's like, I don't know if we can charge this. It's like, dude, we're the best shop in town, and I can say that with confidence because I've been into the other best shops. I've stood in the lobby with a box of donuts, just watching and waiting because like I'm here to introduce myself as the new diesel specialist. I want you to refer your diesel work to me, so I'm going to bring you donuts to introduce myself, and I'm just watching their sales process, right? And it sucks.
yeah,
And this waiting room looks like it's from, I don't know, before I was born, and it's dirty and it's poorly lit, and the colors are just like grating. It's not a pleasant experience, right? You've got a row of 10 chairs and there's just people sitting there, and you've got your little like printed service menu up at the top, and it's like, alignments are this, oil changes are this. And it's just like, this isn't 1995 anymore. Like we have to move to a higher level of service. And people, I think, to quote my good friend Josh Parnell, which I don't actually know him personally yet, but people don't remember what you say, they remember how you made them feel. And that idea of what is the customer feeling when they interact with your business, with your shop, and that's the thing that I want to do different.
I mean, that's awesome. It's that's what changes the industry, right? That's what like shifts the idea of like walking into an old tire shop or walking into an old lube shop, right? Like, and you just dread it, right? It's like going to the dentist,
Yeah.
a bad dentist, right? Like you just dread it,
Yeah.
and then you just let stuff go to the point where it's so bad that it costs so much more money to fix it than it would have if you just maintained it, right? I mean, dentistry or auto repair, right? Like it's the same thing, right? If you wait on your cavities, it's going to cost you more in the long term. It's going to hurt a lot more too. So, but it's because you just don't want to go there and deal with it. You don't want to deal with someone with a bad attitude. You don't want to walk in somewhere that's like dirty and be around it. You don't have time for it. So like make the time for it, right? Go pick up the car. Like how much does that cost you, right? Hey, someone calls for a price. Oh, well, I can't bring it today, man. I'm really busy. My wife's doing this. You tell you what, I'm gonna have my advisor and my advisor, my service manager. I'm gonna have them run out to your house, pick up the car, bring it down here. We're gonna inspect it for you. If we don't do any repairs, we'll bring it back to you by the end of the day. But we want to get it in here. We'll take a look at it. And it's like it freaks people out. You're gonna pay. You're gonna have your 6-figure service manager go drive to pick up a car that you don't know if you're sold. It's like it's gonna get sold. That's our sales process. Like, and if you don't have the confidence to know that you're gonna make that sale, and again, it goes back to like the connotation that that we're gonna upsell people is, again, it goes back to like, oh, that's just wrong. It's like you're selling them something regardless, right? Like just because it's like broken and falling off the car and you're like, hey, we're going to repair this and then you're going to pay me. Like, I hate to tell you, man, but you just sold the job, you know? And the problem with that is it inflates too many advisors' egos. They're like, man, I sold 100,000 this month. Well, yeah, the car was freaking broken, man. How much maintenance did you sell? How many clients did you get? Like, that's what matters. How many first-time call conversions did you get? They come in with the transmission falling out and you sell them a transmission. You didn't sell them shit. Like,
yeah, they were going to fix that one way or the other. Like,
you just happen to be like Google just happened to be the first one they click, or we're the only ones that answer the phone, or whatever that is. But
that blows my mind, dude, is that shops don't answer their phones. And I say that, and I recognize that probably most of my customers are probably not listening to me on this podcast right now. But if you're one of the 2 customers that went to voicemail during business hours today, I am very sorry. And I'm also very upset about it. And I am going to have some words with my team.
Well, I understand that.
But
and
usually,
I've gotten to the point where it's like I think Mike Allen says it right. Like your level of incompetence has to raise a little bit if you want to continually to grow, right? And we're like approaching the 240 cars a month mark, and I just recently got rid of an advisor, so I downsized the sales team, and we're increasing car count, and I have to lower my expectations just a teensy bit, like a little bit, right? Like,
sure,
we're gonna miss a few phone calls. There's gonna be a couple voicemails, and it's like I have to get to the point where I'm okay with that.
And the important thing is that we have a process, and so that like today it was like I was on the phone with a client, and I saw the call come in, and the other phone rang, and nobody grabbed it. And as soon as I hung with my call, I called them back, and it was like, hey, I'm Andrew. Just missed a call from you a couple minutes ago. I apologize. I was on the other line. How can I help you?
Yeah.
And being on the ball, and we keep having issues with, because I'm assuming you guys can like receive like leads over text where people can just like text your number.
Oh yeah.
And communicate that way. And so we keep having issues where somebody will text in and it goes for like an hour and a half before somebody gets to it.
Yeah.
And that drives me nuts.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
It depends on the program. Then you get new programs, and then it throws everybody else out of the loop. And of course, if they're not the owner, they're not paying for that subscription, and it's not the new shiny object for them. So it's like for me, and I'm gonna reference OK to Rocket or Octo Rocket, whatever you want to call it. I think it's OK to Rocket, but also
I've only ever heard of it as Octo Rocket, so I don't know.
Well, there's a rocket, right? And it says it's OKTO. So I don't know. I whatever. Okay to Rocket, but the point is I get this new program, and I'm like watching it like a hawk, right? And I'm like watching all these notifications, but it takes a month or so before everyone else to get into the groove of like, okay, I got to start watching this now instead of just checking the email, doing my normal daily. So I guess my point is trying to just be okay with a little bit of that incompetence, or like okay, we're going to drop the ball a little bit, but this is for the greater good, because I know in 6 months to a year, it's going to be your second nature again, and then this program is going to help, and we're going to be better. And we'll be able to catch every one of those notifications and text messages, and I don't know. I mean, it just gets too much. Like then you do automated replies, right? So then you make sure like when they text in, like they get an automatic, hey, we'll be back with you in the next 45 minutes, right? It's like, man, it's like writing SOPs. It's like, when does it get to the point where I feel like I'm just describing common sense for like procedures, right? Like it's a little over the top.
No, though, but I think there is value in having, written a written policy,
100%
procedure, right? Like I think that's important. But then the question is like, how granular do you need to get, right? Like, and that was something my advisor pushed back, because I had an inbound call script, and he was like, "Do I have to follow this?" I was like, Yes, you do, with a smile, please. And
Just the way it is on the mouse pad.
yeah.
Word for
Listen,
word.
buddy.
Word for word, please. Yes. I had the exact same, and that's one of my advisors is gone now, partly due to that fact of just
I
not
have to be.
following the script.
Yeah, my wife won't let me fire her dad. So
That's fair.
I'm not saying I want to fire him. I just want to encourage him to see the vision for great service that I think I have built or acquired over the last year or two. And I'm sending him off to some training here in about a month. So we're sending him to Elites Fly with the Eagles training, and
Nice.
we will see if we can't inspire him in ways that I have been unable to. So I'm excited. I think that's going to be really good for our customer experience. I think that's just going to be good for everything. We're going to do less selling out of our own pocket, and yeah, it's going to be good.
That's a big one, huh? That seems to be.
Well, it's hard for me because this is my first entry into calling a customer and saying, hey, great news. We figured out what's wrong with your vehicle. We can get it fixed today. And you're looking at a total price of, $700. And they go,
say it with your chest. Yeah.
that's a lot of money. Yep. Great news. We can fix it today.
And great news, it's in stock. I have the part in stock, and we do this all the time. I see this repair all the time, and we've been able to get this price down as low as we possibly can because I keep the part in stock. And I mean, that's all part of the sales process. But I think going back to like what you said about getting over like selling out of your own pocket, that's the big one. And I think we've lost our way of what not like lost it, but in that context, we're like thinking, well, I couldn't afford that. It's like, well, it doesn't matter what you can afford. You have no idea who this person is. A, and B, what happens if they don't fix their car? What's the alternative? That was my big mindset shift when I started thinking, because I did a lot of transmissions for a long time. So my beginnings was like, it's going to be $4,500. It's going to be $6,500. Like I didn't have $1,200 AROs. It was like,
yeah, they're big.
They were big, and I did all the rebuilding myself. And I was like, I knew where I could cut my corners. I had no idea what GP per hour was, but percentages were. All I knew is I could call around, I could get a labor rate price, and I could be a little bit less, and I would get more work. Right. So when someone came in and they were like, "Hey, can you a couple $100 off that?" I'm like, I probably could, I guess. I have no freaking idea. Right. Because I had no confidence. Like I didn't know what my price needed to be. So I made one out of thin air. So when someone second guessed me, I'm like, well, you're probably more knowledgeable than I am. You know what I mean?
You are the professional. And that's the thing. That's what I feel like a lot of especially technician turned shop owners. And this is something that I had a conversation. So we've got one of the things as a new shop owner, and I'm sure you can remember these days, is that you have probably said yes to some jobs that you should absolutely have said no to.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it was today Monday. I think it was on Thursday. Yeah. I just did it last Thursday, so
still,
it never happens.
Shop, dude. It's still in the shop. It's been in the shop for 3.5 weeks, downing a bay of mine on a customer supplied engine. Now, not just an engine, not an engine assembly, a bare long block on a 2015 Duramax. Okay, like bare. Like it is it doesn't come with an oil pump. Like you got to put the oil pump on, which. It's fine. I'm capable of doing that, but what we quoted the guy was a what we would call an enhanced long block of valve covers to oil pan. So front and rear covers, valve covers, oil pan on, and homeboy gets on eBay and finds himself an engine and has it shipped to us. And now it's like we are currently 38. I think we're 38 man hours in. Well, more than that. Because it was me and another guy that double teamed it pulling it out, and we only ran the clock for one of them. We're 38 hours into a job that pays 38 hours, and the engine is, as of the end of business today, we are ready to set the engine back in the truck and put it together. But I mean, we're 38 hours to get the engine out and transfer all the parts over. We are so far deep into this thing. Our GP per hour is trash.
Yeah.
Before you factor in the fact that we are going to be 50 hours into a job that pays 38.
Yeah.
And my advisor is like,
it's
all labor. Exactly. With no parts, not a penny of parts. And my advisor's like, well, it's all labor. Labor is all profit. No, labor costs money.
That's a hard one. I mean, unless it's all cash, you just make it disappear. It's pretty tough to deal with that one.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Not that I
I
said
have
that out
decided.
loud.
No. I'm
I'm not giving tax
my
advice here.
no. Yeah, please do. This is not financial, legal, or tax advice. Please consult an attorney. But like, I am one of the guys that I went into business and everything is legit. Like we did everything. My goal was to do everything right from day one and even before day one. So I hired a coaching company before we started. I hired an accountant before I started. We started with Techmetric because it's the greatest software ever made. And no, they're not paying me to say that. But the like we started with all the things, and so when I see people in the groups of like, hey, I'm a one man shop or a 2-man shop, and we're thinking that maybe it's time to upgrade from notepads to a shop management system. What do you guys think I should do? It's like, dude, you should have started with and really whether it's I think you're sponsored by Shop Boss or somebody else.
No sponsorships.
No sponsorships. Good for you.
Yeah.
There are good shop management softwares out there. I
Yeah.
personally think I like Techmetric. That's what I use. And it's like whether it's Techmetric or somebody else, just like anything's better than a piece of paper, dude.
Well, and the shop management program is not gonna make your shop. You're not gonna like. That's not.
No,
It's not like the.
no, it doesn't. But
It's
if
not
you
the.
know what you're looking at, it gives you the information you need to make it.
It does.
Right.
But I guess the point is, I think too many get wrapped up on like, how do I get to the next level? How do I break $1 million this year? Maybe if I get my shop management system and I get a good one, that'll help. It's like, no, I mean, you could use NapaTrax. Not to say NapaTrax is bad, but it's free. If you're a Napa Gold member, you could get NapaTrax, and it's like it doesn't cost you a dime, right?
Right.
And it does
That's the
pretty
thing.
much
But
everything other than being cloud based. But if you need to be cloud based, then you need to move on to Techmetric or Shopware or ShopBoss, something like whatever your needs are, fill those needs. But everyone gets too
yeah,
involved in like, what's the greatest? Is like, well, do you need it to be cloud based, or are you at the shop every
do
single day? Because if you are,
yeah,
then
do,
you don't
like
need that.
yeah. Well, and that's kind of the thing is that people all get wrapped up in. And I realized I was listening to a podcast with I don't know if you are friends with Tanika Haynes, and I've heard her new
Yeah,
podcast,
oh, yeah.
Launch with Tanika.
The,
Great podcast.
down payment.
I have not had the privilege of meeting Tanika yet, but I listened to her episode with Becky Witt the other day, which by the way, fantastic episode. If you guys are not listening to that podcast, you should be. But it occurred to me that and this is going to sound like the dumbest like thing that I could have possibly figured out. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There is more than one way to run a successful automotive repair business. Like there is not, I don't think there is one gold standard that this is the only way and nothing else works. It's like this way is great and this way is great and this way is great. And there's some less great ways. But I don't think you can say that there is only one way to do it and do it well. Are some ways better than others? Sure. And it's possible to listen to somebody or listen to a podcast or listen to a coach and identify, I like this thing and I don't like that thing. And you can take the good thing that they say and you can implement that and you don't have to throw out the baby with the bathwater.
It's a fair point. It is, and it's the polarizing topics of everything, right? You can't do it.
Oh, yeah.
But it really goes that in and itself just goes back to what is it that you want your idea of success to be? Like that's like
Exactly.
that's the main thing, right? And it sounds
Yeah.
so simple, right? And the ideology, like what you just said, there's so many ways to skin a cat. Yeah, absolutely. Like, and there's so many different ways to diagnose a vehicle, and it's like not to like jump off topic, but like with technicians, the ego gets so big. It's like this is the only way to diag like a car, right? Like this is the only way to get to arrive to the conclusion of what you need to do. And there's so many different ways to diagnose vehicles, and it's like
Sure.
the mindset is it has to be open, and the better you are at that, the faster you become as a technician. So why doesn't that work as a business owner as well, right? If you can diagnose a problem and realize that there's other ways to go about it to attack that problem, you can take that mindset and you can become a really, really successful, however you want that success to look like, business owner, right? Because you got to diagnose people, you got to diagnose processes, you got to diagnose people and diagnose people, and
Yeah.
it's mainly just a lot of people problems.
And that's the crazy thing is like is that like to your point, I do think that in many cases there's more than one way to diagnose a car. But with a mechanical device, it's much easier to prove this method is better than this method because look, we started from here and we ended here. And with method A, it took us 27 minutes, and with method B, we did it in 12.
Sure.
Therefore, method B, like, but
But
when it comes
you
to
would
like
never know
human
method B
processes,
if you stuck on method A, I guess is my point.
exactly.
If you didn't try something new, you wouldn't have never known.
And that's exactly kind of my thing, that I think a lot of people, I think just people in general, like not even just technicians, not even just shop owners, not even just in this industry, I think get stuck on, this is how we've always done it, so we're going to keep doing it.
There it is. Yep.
And I just, I can't stand that mindset, because if we are not trying things, we're never going to improve. We're never going to grow. And if we're not growing, we're dying, right? There's no like neutral state, whether in your professional life or in business. Like, the business is either growing or it's shrinking. It's not like, oh, we did dollar for dollar the exact same as we did last month.
It's the journey, not the destination. And if
Yeah.
if anyone is looking for the destination and owning a business versus the journey, you're in the wrong. You just go get a job. Entrepreneurship is the fact of learning something. You set a goal and you hit the goal, and that next minute of your mind is like, where's the next goal?
Yeah.
Right. Like, and that's probably the biggest fault I have. And I think a lot have in leadership and in like entrepreneurship, is like, they never take the time to celebrate. Right. And then your people get burnt out, because it's like every time we set a goal, we just go right through it, and then we don't get to celebrate or nothing. You forget to kind of like take a step back. Oh yeah, I did tell these guys we need to hit a goal, and we did hit it, and they did it. So for them, I need to step back and celebrate. But then I also have to realize, for myself, I should probably step back and celebrate a little bit too. Like, that's quite a milestone we made through, like, right on, like, cool. But like, my mind instantly goes to like, where's the next goalpost? Like, how far do we set the goalpost this time? Like, and that's what's the fun and frustrating part all at the same time.
Exactly, dude. And that's exactly the thing. It's like my one of my coaches, it has said a number of times, like, when we had a record week. So new business, 3-man team, we did just a fuzz under $21,000 in sales in a week.
Nice.
And he was like, dude, that is excellent. Like, you need to go out and celebrate, take your wife out to a nice dinner, like, go and celebrate this goal. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, but we got to do this every week, dude. Like, this is like the baseline. This isn't like, man, we're doing amazing. It's like, we got to do more. And what if we did 25,000 next week? And it's like, I'm very quick to rush to like jump to that. Yeah. Like you said, jump to that next goal, and not just like, hey man, we did really good. And it's okay to celebrate that. And it's good to celebrate that, because when we don't, we end up getting burnt out.
Oh yeah.
And when we get burnt out, it impacts not just us as owners personally, but it impacts every member of our team. And then we get like our team, and then like our team's families. And like, it's like, there's this huge ripple effect. And so it's really important that we do the right things, such that we don't allow ourselves to get burnt out.
Yeah.
As much
it's
as
scary.
possible.
And it's like, it comes from a place of survival of like, if I don't constantly have something to achieve too, like the bottom's going to drop out, right? Like, it just has to keep pushing. And I'm just wired that way. And I really have to take a step back and realize, like, not should I not expect everyone in here to be wired like that, but B, they're not. Like, they're not going to think like me. They have their own goals and their own ambitions. And so, yes, I should never think that people in the shop have the same mentality I have towards the business, like emotionally, personally. I want them to respect it and see, know that it is supporting everybody and supporting their families, but it's just not the same, and it can't be. I can't expect
and
that.
It's okay. Right? And it's okay for them to not share that. And that for me was hard, because I mean, because you if I'm not mistaken, you bought out an existing shop when you started.
Yeah, it was in the family. Yeah.
Yeah. So I started from nothing, an empty building, and just the tools and stuff that I've, collected over the years of like, hey, I know I want to do this. Here's a good deal on an air compressor. I'll buy that, kind of thing. So like, I started from scratch, which meant a nasty, hairy, gross, large business loan, which I am not super proud of. But I had to borrow some money to start this thing. And it's like, dude, everything's on the line for this. Like, my house, all my tools. Like, if this business goes belly up, I lose my house and I lose all my tools. And if I lose those two things, it's like, that's my ability to earn a living as a technician, right? Like,
it's really everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, and I have people, oh, you're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. It's like, you don't understand how much risk that I've personally taken on. Like, it's a fact. But I think
for me, the risk is just it's kind of like I signed up for it, so I never really looked at it that way, and I think that's been a big challenge for me as well. Is like understanding like how much risk I am taking, and not like progressing that through the shop. It's just like, well, this was my decision. I did it. And I mean, I bought an existing shop, but it lasted all of about 2 years before the lease was purchased, and then I got kicked out, and I had to find a building. I had to kind of start over. So I mean, I had like a
Yeah.
client base a little bit, but I mean, in a sense, it failed because the original location that I bought ended up getting bought out by the neighbors, and I could, I mean, I just financially couldn't even come up with an offer to help stay, so I had to kind of start over, and I just was like, you just move through it. Like you just go through it. You just go through the motions. Like find another shop, get it going, buy new lifts, buy stuff, like pull it out of the
Yeah.
savings,
Yeah.
like cut whatever you got to do to get it going. I never took a loan out,
Yeah.
but I just, I
Well,
guess my
good for
point is
you.
I went through the motions of like, this is just what I have to do. And then there is no other option. And then so I never took it upon myself. I was like, wow, look at all this like risk and responsibility that I'm taking on.
Well,
I just
and that's something that I've been told, like, oh well, you, because like I'm very aware of the risk because I'm very much a realist. So like I know what the risk is, but then at the same time, and this is what I've told a number of people, is like there's no version of this where I don't come out on top. Like
yeah.
this business is going to work. It's simply a question of how hard am I going to have to work to make that happen, right? And the goal is that I can work 40 hours a week and we can build this thing and it's going to be great. And the reality is, I don't really get 40-hour work weeks anymore. You know what? And that's okay.
Yeah, that's a good point to bring up because it's hard, and I've had that thought so many times of, oh man, what if I just built a shop in my backyard and I could just work by myself, right? And you just have you have bad weeks, right? Like you have like
Yeah.
really like I get to the point now where it's like it's not just like a bad day, it's like a bad freaking week. And it's just like I cannot shake this right now. Like I'm just fucking over this right now. Right. And it's like, but you got to go back, like choose your hard, right? So it just
Exactly.
seems like after a decade, like maybe the grass is greener if I went and got a job or just worked by myself again. And I forget about the hard it was working for somebody else or not having the ability to control my own future. I think that's the big one. Like not knowing if the shop I'm working for is going to keep going, what's going to happen. I can't control the flow. I see these new cars coming out. We're not staying up with technology, and like being able to control that. Maybe it's a controlling thing, but you know what I'm saying? It's like it's hard.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be freaking hard, right? Unless you're on
Well, and that's
OnlyFans and you're like a 10 blonde, blue eyes
right.
bombshell. Like life's going to be hard.
Which
Choose your
I mean,
heart.
I am blonde and blue eyed, but like I am a I do not have
Six
the
and a
I don't
half,
have
you
the
know,
body I
they'll
don't
have to
have the
go over
body
you.
nor the moral decay for that sort of line of work. So it's going to be hard, and that's something I think that a lot of people, everybody sees. Nobody sees the work that goes into business ownership and entrepreneurship, and it's like it's being a business owner is the sexy thing right now. It's all over Instagram and TikTok. It's like, oh, I own 6 businesses and I'm an independent business owner and I do this and that. I really don't care. Good for you. I provide a genuinely helpful service to my community. I employ 2 people. I support 3 families off of this business, and we are growing and we are taking care of people. Like, and this is I love shop ownership, and I've had some rough weeks. Like when your weekly gross sales is not even half of your daily gross sales target, that's a crummy week.
Yeah.
Like, and that was
Ignorance is bliss in the early days.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, it is, dude. It is. And
The less you know,
now
the
that I'm
happier you are.
yeah. It's so true though. It's so true. It's so true. And I'm getting to where like, oh man, I forget what it's called. There's a graph or a chart that's like how much confidence you have versus how much knowledge you have, graphed over time. So it's like in the
Oh, right.
beginning,
Yeah.
you have a ton of confidence, right? You don't know jack. And then as you start to realize how much you don't know, your confidence like tanks.
Yeah.
And then at some point, as you begin to know more, like your confidence starts to grow again. And that's, I think I'm still on that high of like, I'm still super confident because I'm still learning how much I don't know.
It helps to like not follow along and just get the sales in, right? And just keep the momentum going. I don't know.
Just
That
keep
was
it
for me,
going.
right?
Yeah.
Keep the cash flow going. And I'm at the point where I'm seeing numbers that I never even thought were, fathomable. Like we're on the projection to do $3 million for the year, which is like just blows my mind because I thought hitting $1 million a year was like the old time goal, right? Like $100,000 a month was like, holy shit, like that's never gonna happen. And then now we're doing, $100,000. We're looking at $100,000 weeks, and it's like that's
Yeah.
fucking insane. And it's like, but then I'm looking
It's
at like,
nuts. Yeah.
but then I know what the GP and the net and everything's gonna be, right? And I'm like, fuck, we didn't make any. Like, how do we make that much cash flow, make zero money? And then so then
Yeah.
I'm like defeated. I'm like, but if I was like 10 years ago and I looked at that number, man, I'd be on hot
Dude.
cloud 9, like I don't know what any of this
Yeah.
means, but it's a big O number. I'm so excited.
The big the number at the bottom is really small, but like
I didn't know about the number on the bottoms, right? So it's like
it's that
now
top
I
line
do.
revenue, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It's
that's something I spent some time with my accountant kind of reviewing. We had a couple of things in our P&L that didn't look quite right, and so I spent some time on the phone with my accountant today reviewing last month's P&L, and we set a record month. So we're our fourth month in business. We did $62,000 in gross sales
Nice.
with we'll call it a 3.5 man team, because I had a GS for a couple weeks and then had to let him go. But it's like, and that was with a week where we did it it was like $1,700 in gross sales in a week. Was one of the weeks in that $62,000 month. So it's like we're averaging like $20,000 weeks, and we beat our previous record by almost double with 1 week that was basically zero.
Nice.
So it's like, dude, imagine what we could do with more. But like, we're looking over the P&L, and I'm just like, dude, some of these numbers are out of whack. Like, somebody's playing fast and loose with the cash, and it's definitely me. Yeah, dude, we sold 20 grand this week. Of course we can buy that $600 Viper shop chair, which, to be fair, that is the best chair on the planet. If you don't have one, you need one.
If it's worth it, it's worth it, Bootstrapping is that's my jam though. That's like, I've come to the realization that I am the type of personality that, like, as soon as there's like a major problem that requires money to fix, I want to fix it with like in the cheapest way I can possibly can. Like, I could be done with it like within 30 seconds. Just buy this, be done. No, I want to spend the next 3 days figuring out how I can manipulate the situation.
We wasted all this time. Yeah, exactly. You know what you can't manipulate,
it typically
though?
works, but not all the time.
Oh, dude, we had I just got to pay our first insurance deductible. Dude. That's a 2018 Ram 3500, big, nice, big, bright blue truck, right? Beautiful truck. Homeboy loves his truck. He bought this truck for the color. He loves this truck. And my GS is pulling it back into the building. Our building's not huge. He folds the driver's side mirror to squeeze through the door, does not fold it back yet, and clips the driver's side dually fender on the building as he's coming in. And that bed's aluminum, and you cannot pop that dent out. It needs a new bedside. It was like almost $8,000 to fix it. And I didn't have the cash to cover it out of pocket. So we turned in an insurance claim because my auto liability deductible is like $1,000. And it's like, it's $1,000, whatever. We'll work through it. Nope, that falls under my garage keeper's policy. That deductible is $5,000. And there's no weaseling out of that one. So, yeah, I'm learning that I prefer to write a check to solve a problem than to spend a bunch of time on it. But the bank account's a little light.
Well, it just goes up. At least you have the insurance, right? A lot of people decide to not do that. Yes. Just try to save a buck.
Yes.
It's like, oh my God, dude. I had so many like major, not so many, but I had a few major issues in the first couple of years. One of them was the technician went head on after we transmission, rebuilt the differential on the initial test drive in the first 10 miles, head on collision, put somebody else in the hospital. And that was like the first 2 years that I was in business. And it's like, and I had just done my insurance policy, and I was like, I am not like skimping on this. Give me something good, right? And I was like,
yeah,
I had your same mentality. I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to get like the best stuff. And they're like, well, we can get the policy you set up here. I'm like, that's not enough. I want a little bit. I want like, give me like don't give me the high one, but give me like something in the middle, like bump it up a little bit, right? And I'm so glad I did, because it ended up being like a 200,000. I mean, there was hospital stay, like they tried to come back after me to sue me, and it was like $200,000, and it was like ended up costing me like I think $10,000 or something out of pocket.
Yeah, like, that's my thing is like I have a lot of there's people in my circle that go, I can't believe you pay that much for insurance. It's like, dude, I am the best insured shop owner that I know. And I know quite a few shop owners, right? And because good insurance takes a disaster like that and turns it from a business ending or business altering disaster to a bump in the road.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that's why I carry good insurance,
Yeah.
right? Is a $5,000 deductible fun? No, it's not. But you know what? My client is happy. I mean, he's not happy that his truck was damaged, but he's happy with the outcome of the repair, right? It's fixed to his satisfaction. He's restored. It's restored to what it was before, if not better. And my client's taken care of. My client's not upset, right? Like, which that's a win.
Well, and that goes goes right to like character, right? Anybody can do it right one time, right?
Yeah.
Like most people can open a shop, most people can have a kid, like we're all like we can be good people. It's when something goes wrong that your true character comes out and how you handle that situation.
Exactly.
So like from the client's perspective, he knows that like, man, I'm not going anywhere else. Like I don't want bad things to happen to my truck all the time, but I know when it does, like Andrew's going to step up and take care of it.
And that's exactly the thing, and that's, I called it like the first question was like, is my guy okay? Guy's okay. The building's not going to collapse. Cool. And I picked up the phone and I called the customer. Right. And the first thing was, hey, we just had an incident in the shop. There was some damage that occurred to your vehicle. I wanted to make sure you heard this from me first and you didn't see me driving it over to the body shop for an estimate. Right. Like you need to hear this from me and we're going to take care of it, whatever it takes.
It's going to be a couple extra days.
Well, yeah,
I made a couple extra days, so let me get you a rental or whatever.
Yeah. It was and we just took care of it. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people still think that like profit is a dirty word, and that like, oh, you're making all this profit on me. It's like, yes, that's how businesses work. But also because I run a business that is profitable, we had the dollars to cover the insurance premium and the insurance deductible. And now his truck is taken care of.
Yeah.
Right. I'm able to take care of people because there's dollars in the bank to do that. If we're running on cash and there's no cash, it's like, sorry, homie, your truck's broken. Like, I feel really bad. I'll buy you a cheesecake.
Yeah. I'll get to it. Bring it back to me in a year and I'll make sure I get it right.
Yeah.
Wow, you don't have money now. You don't have money in a year.
Exactly.
The customer pays for everything, man. They pay for freaking everything. And we lose track of that, right? And they want a service. They want somewhere they can trust. So they don't mind spending the money if they know it's going somewhere good. It's like taxes. Like if we knew our tax dollars was being freaking used for good, we wouldn't have a problem paying it. The problem is we don't like paying it because it's not being used correctly. But if they see a good shop,
my road has a giant pothole in it.
See what I mean? But exactly. That's why they say profit is a bad word, because they think it's going to be used for something that's like ignorant or like not worth it. And it's like, no, That's not it. And I get you probably too, but you get other small business owners in quotes coming in. And when I say small business owners, I mean someone that bought a chainsaw and now they own a tree trimming business, right? And they come in and they're like, hey man, I'm a business owner too. Give me a break. Or they're like, I can't believe you would upsell your parts. I would never charge my customer extra on parts. I give them parts at what I get it for. Dude, what?
There's a couple of mobile mechanics around me that do that. So like, I don't know if you are in any of your like local Facebook groups, but we get it all the time. Hey, I'm looking for a great mechanic. I'm looking for a good mechanic. And honestly, as like the shop page, I go into every single one of those posts, and you know what I don't do? I don't tell them to bring it to me. I say, hey, be careful. Go read reviews. Like, don't take anybody's recommendation off of Facebook. Like, go read some real reviews that are verified. Talk to people that have actually used this guy, and keep in mind that, cheap mechanics are not cheap. Like, you get what you pay for, and like, just be careful where you go. By the way, we're here if you need us. Like, I'll drop the link to it. So like, I'm trying not to like plug me. I'm trying to be like, hey guys, I don't need your money, but just so you know, they'll take it. And they won't fix your car.
I got a little shop tour video. I just post my shop tour video every time. I'm like, we're here to help, and I just post me and my shop tour video on YouTube. Boom, right there. Bring it down here.
I love it. You should send me a link to that, because I do actually want to see that.
And then I got a lot of feedback on this one. This was great. So when I see a mobile mechanic post on there, I immediately send him a message. I'm like, hey bud, we're always looking for great technicians. I list everything that we do. I'm like, why don't you come down for an interview? Because I'll troll those pages, and I'll look and wait and see like when someone posts.
Have you ever actually like? hired somebody like good off of a mobile
No, but
mechanic post like that?
I haven't hired them in the shop, but I actually found a mobile tech that's it's like he's extremely good with like CAN bus diagnostic. He's like he's sharp. He's super sharp, and he comes down. And
Yeah.
so anytime I have like a real high level like diag, I mean, I just spend like $300. He charges me like 300 or 400 bucks to come down and tell me exactly what's wrong with it. And like, I'm like, I would pay that like, and so the guys can keep turning and burning, and
Yeah.
like, you know
Keep
what I
cranking
mean?
through like things that
He'll
make
come,
money.
yeah, and he'll come down
Yeah.
for 300 bucks. He'll tell me, and like, it's all the
Done.
if I we spend an hour and a half on something, we can't figure it out. And then we even go to level 3. So we'll 2.2.5 hours spent on the car. If we can't figure it out, I'm calling Justin. I'm like, bro, come down. And for 300 bucks, tell me what's wrong with it. And it's like done. And he's
Yeah.
like super sharp with the scope. He's just really good. And he can like break it down like Bernie Thompson style. Like,
Yeah.
so I've made a good contact off of it. And he's got his own
Yeah.
mobile
Yeah.
business. And it's like, and it's legit. I'm like, cool. But I
That's
just reach
awesome.
out to all of them all the time. And I've had a few reach back out to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, well, send me your resume. But they're entrepreneurs, so they're busy or whatever.
Right.
But I got
Right.
a lot. I got a lot of flack off that one. Like a lot of people were like, "You want mobile techs? This is what you're gonna get." And it's like that's not
Dude,
fair,
I
man.
saw that post and I was just laughing, dude. Because like
That's not fair.
there was a time when I started my career as a mobile guy, and like started my career meaning like I was working on my own stuff, coming up through high school. And then like I get a call from one of my buddy's dads, "Hey man, you still turn wrenches? You want to come work for me as like a mobile mechanic?" And I was like, "Shoot, yeah, dude, it makes good money. I'll do it." And dude, I was a hack. I butchered a lot of like I sold a lady a starter break-in noise. I was like, "Yeah, about half the starters we put in just make some grinding noise when we're done. Like it's no big deal if it has an issue, call us in a week." Like with a straight face. And there's some things that I'm genuinely ashamed that I did like as a mobile guy. And then I got into a shop and I was like, I know what I'm doing. And then like I don't know, we made it like 4 days till my boss is screaming, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" It's like, fixing it.
I'm trying my best. I'm not
Dude, yeah,
perfect.
I was an absolute hack, but I mean I have way too much fun trolling people on Facebook. Hey, we have $450 oil changes. Yeah, and I have cars in my bay.
Yeah, whatever. Like whatever works for you. I just don't like the negative. Like I'm not saying this like this is a god, and this goes back to what you said, right? There's no like one way. It's not like the old mighty way of like tracking people. But I tell you what, if you reach out to enough people that are like looking for work on Facebook, eventually that work's gonna dry up, and eventually be like, man, I really need to get a stable job. And I'm not saying hire the fucking guy, but like give him the time of day to like talk to him for 30 seconds, especially when everyone's complaining all the time. I can't find technicians. It's like, well, where are you looking? Are you just
That's
waiting
what
for him to
blows my
show up at your
mind
front door?
is well, what's honestly crazy, what's like absolutely nuts is this absolute rock star that I've got here now. I am not kidding when I say dude walked in like I was out of town at a conference in January. I came back in like landed on like a Sunday afternoon. I stopped by the shop to like I left my shop shoes in the shop. I swing by the shop to grab my shoes and like go home, and there's a resume sitting on my desk. And I was like, "Huh." I look it over, I'm like, "This looks decent." I call the guy, "Hey man, you want to come in for an interview tomorrow morning?" Like, so he shows up, I interview him. It's like, "All right, like I'll let you know." And I'm like thinking about it, and I'm looking at numbers. I'm like, "Dude, this is it. This is the guy." Call him up, like, "Dude, I'll hire you. When can you start?" "Tomorrow." "Great. I'll see you at 8. Like, and it was just like, and he literally just showed up in my lap. But outside of that, like technician recruiting I know, like it doesn't happen, dude. It's crazy. I'm so incredibly blessed.
It's funny you said that because
But
I got a porter right now that did the same thing. He just pulled in one day and it's like the kid is a freaking. He's not sharp, but he's like on everything. Like just a good dude. Like good culture, good fit. Like willing to do anything. And he just like popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and you just like showed up. And so it's like, but that's the thing is when you build a culture and you build a company that is built around that kind of like we take care of people. People talk. People have friends.
Yeah.
So like, you talk. This guy loves. The guy that I hired. He loves the shop. So he talks to the Snap-on guy. When the Snap-on guy comes through, Snap-on guy knows a lot of technicians. My friend, like tool trucks, I feel like are the one, at least in my area, one of the great and highly underutilized ways of locating technicians who are not happy in their current jobs.
It's true. It's tough. It's a fine line there. because
That
the
it
tool guy
is.
does not want to be told not to show up anymore. And if
I
he starts talking about other shops hiring and their techs start leaving that shop, he might not get invited back to the parking lot of shop B.
That's fair. That's a valid critique. But when I go up to my Snap-on guy and I go, "Hey man, is there any one technician that you know that's just maybe not 100% satisfied where he's at?" And he goes, "I might know this guy. Hey man, give me his number. I'll call him." And I won't tell him you gave me his number. I'll just say, "Hey, somebody gave me your number, and I heard you might be looking for work." So like, I'm careful in how I do it, right?
Yeah.
And I've I would like to hire this other guy. I haven't talked to him yet because I don't have the volume yet quite to hire a second production guy. But you got to be creative in your hiring. I don't know if it was Brian Pollock or if it was somebody else. And what he does is he goes and he takes a couple pictures of his Pico scope and he lists it on Marketplace for like a stupid cheap price. And when somebody messages him,
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey man, you want a job?"
The old bait and switch. Bait
Yeah,
and
I'll sell you
switch.
this Pico scope for $1,000 if you come work for me. Like, or however, I don't know how he does it, but just like, it's creative. I mean, I was selling I had a scan tool I was selling, and I had like 3 shop owners reach out to me. "Hey man, are you looking for work?" I was like, "No, actually, I'm looking to hire technicians." But
That's what it takes.
You
That's
have
what
to be
it takes.
creative.
If you're
You
not
gotta be creative, whatever it takes.
if you're on Indeed and you're just like waiting for people to send you a resume, it's never gonna
That's
happen.
my favorite. "I've been paying for Indeed and I just can't find any techs." It's like,
Go to the smart sourcing tab, type in what you're looking for, and reach out to every one of the techs that are on there. Every single one, send them a message. And then
Yeah.
even if you need to, put it in ChatGPT and make it sound really pretty, right? Like just send them messages and then find out where they work and then go to the shop and say, "Hey man, I saw your resume and Indeed. I was trying to reach out, couldn't get a hold of you. I just wanted to come by and say hi." Like I've done it.
See,
Like
that makes me a little nervous. It's like walking into somebody else's place of business, like, "Hey man, I want to talk to Joe. I saw your resume on Indeed." Like,
what you got to do, man. I mean, if you're hurting
But
that
at the
bad,
same-
it's like that's
oh yeah, no,
either you or them, And you don't have to
listen,
make it weird. You just look at the manager. You're like, "Hey, I'm gonna hire your guy. He's gonna come work for me." Like, it's no big deal. You don't gotta make it weird.
the crazy thing is like I don't know for sure. I'm pretty confident that outside of my last employer, who fantastic guy, and honestly, if I wasn't such an ambitious and big-headed guy, I would still work for him because he's a great, fantastic guy to work for. Outside of him, I'm pretty confident I'm the highest paying shop in town, like within probably a hour drive any direction. Like there's one other shop that's paying more than what I'm willing to pay for a top, a high performing ATEC. And I'm defining a high performing ATEC as, turning, I don't know, call it 45 to 50 hours a week.
Yeah.
If you can turn that
160 for the month, yeah.
Yeah, like that's the goal, that's the target, and I think there's a lot of guys that can do it, and there's a lot, like, I know guys, other shop owners, that their highest paid technician is making $55,000 a year, and it's always those guys that are complaining, "Oh, I just can't hire any good techs." It's like, dude, you got to pay for them.
That's what my porter makes, but I live in California too, so
I was gonna say, you're in California.
it's not.
But I mean, but really,
cheap.
like, like, I'm talking to a guy that owns a shop 15 minutes up the road from me, and he's like, "Yeah, I pay this. We'll call it I'll call him a strong B tech, maybe a soft A tech kind of level guy." He's like, "Yeah, I pay him $20 an hour." It's like, dude, I started my GS kid with not a day of experience in this industry. I started him at $20 an hour. Like, I just pay more, and I treat you well while you're here, and I am working on getting you good benefits, and I cook lunch for the shop every week. Like,
and you see what I mean? Like that's and people call it poaching and think it's really like, "Oh, I can't believe it."
Yeah.
This guy, he's probably going to leave the industry, right? "Man, all I make is $55,000 a year, and I've been doing this for 10 years, and I just can't get a raise. My boss won't give me a raise." And he's got like he's like the tunnel vision, right? Well, if this guy won't pay me more, then nobody will, because this must be the whole industry, right? You walk in, you say, "Dude, how long have you been doing this? And are you putting timing chains on that EcoBoost right now? Like, dude, I'll pay you $45 an hour to start, like tomorrow." Right? And he leaves that shop, right?
Yeah.
Now you're the asshole because you poached that guy. Bullshit. Because now that guy actually can make enough money in this industry to provide for his family, right? Like
Exactly, dude. That's this technician that I hired. He just quit a shop up the road that was like making him come in and work Saturdays, and then be like, oh well, sorry, you're actually paid salary, so we don't pay you for coming in and working a Saturday. I was like, dude, I'm not going to play games with your pay. Like, I'm not doing that. And he was like, yeah, I was about. He told me after I hired him, he was like, he's like, I left resumes at a bunch of shops, but he's like, I was ready to just leave the industry entirely, just do something else. And dude is a fantastic technician. He's a B tech, but he has the right attitude. He's thorough. Like it's
He just needs to be.
everything you want in
He
a
just needs
technician.
training.
Yeah,
He just needs training.
and even that's like he does need training, and there's room to grow. But it's like I just gave him timing chains on an EcoBoost on an F-150 and just said, "Here, go," and he just did it, and it's done right, and it's done right the first time, and he like you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
it's like, but like that guy was about to leave the industry. He was going to leave, and it's like we have enough of a problem with people aging out and retiring out of the industry. It's like if we don't take care of the people that are here, of course they're going to leave.
Yep.
So,
But
you
they
know,
don't go.
for
They don't
him-
go looking. I mean, yeah, maybe he dropped off a few resumes, but they don't go looking.
Yeah.
You have to be the boss. You have to go up and say, "Hey, man, you're not paid enough here. I'm going to take care of you better."
Yeah, yeah, and I think the idea that like that's bad is pushed by very loud, aggressively mediocre business owners.
Yeah,
You poached my guy. It's like, no, dude, I offered him what he's worth, which happens to be double what you're paying him. And he said, I'd like a better life. I'm going to go work for Andrew.
yeah, yeah,
I think that makes me the good guy, not the bad guy.
yeah. It's
Right? Like,
very true.
I just got to change this guy's life because I paid him what he's worth. And there's a lot of talk right now in technicians, oh, just pay us what we're worth. It's like, well, not every technician's worth six figures. Not every technician's worth, $200,000 a year. Are there some that are? Yeah. Are there technicians that I know that are making north of $200,000 a year as a W-2 paycheck employee? Yeah.
Yep.
That's nuts, dude.
And
That's
they
nuts.
might be in the wrong shop too. Like they might be asking for 200,000, and they just don't understand transmissions, or they don't understand whatever role they
I
need to
don't
play in that
understand
shop.
transmissions, dude. You
Yeah,
are a
I mean,
wizard.
it's easy, man. It's so easy. They get into a Euro shop and it just clicks for them. They're like, I get these cars, right? I don't know how the fuck they go. I don't.
Dude, I don't know
I
how
don't-
Euros work.
But some guys do, right? And then they click right in there. And now they're making 200,000. But meanwhile, they're beating the head against the wall, trying to figure out, man, I'm an idiot. I can't figure it out. Can't figure it out. Can't figure it out. And then, like you said, they drop off 3 or 4 resumes. No one's willing to hire me. I'm going to do HVAC. It's like all it takes is someone to just like get out of their comfort zone, walk and say, man, I'm looking for someone. You look like someone I could use. Let's go have a conversation. Let me buy you lunch. Like minimum. Like let me at least go buy you lunch and like tell me you
what
look
is
happy.
what does lunch cost you? Like really? What do you? Let's say it's a nice lunch, right? $50, $100,
$150, $200. Again,
Whatever.
I'm in California, but
Yeah, so you're in California, so like I'm in a small-ish town in rural Missouri, so like it's a little.
there's
different.
always in and out.
But
So
just-
that's cheap, $10.
but dude, honestly, even if you just are willing to buy a guy in and out, like which I think is wildly overrated, and yes, I'm from the West Coast, I've had it, but but you just say, hey man, it seems like maybe you're not loving your job. I'd like to have a conversation with you about the possibility of an opportunity where you love your job. Can I buy you lunch and talk about it?
Yeah.
And
It's
you're
hard.
going to spend, it's a bit of an uncomfortable conversation, I guess, going in, and you're going to spend 50, 100, even it's $200. I've talked to a number of professional recruiters. Do you know how much it costs for a professional recruiter to go find you a tech?
Holy man. Yeah. Well, even Indeed is $200 a month,
Dude, you having some conversations with people and just walking in places and be like, hey man, let me buy you lunch. You'd be amazed. And I know we're getting long here, so we got to wrap this up. But
Yeah.
as a technician, my
Good
friend,
point,
the fastest way to a technician's heart is through his tummy. Feed the man some food. You got him.
That's very true. I mean, it's a good place to end it on, because that's like
Yep.
the biggest thing with it is like choose, and it goes back to like choose your heart, right? It's hard not to
Oh, yeah.
have the help you need, and it's hard to go like reach out and like talk to people. Choose your heart, man.
Everything is hard. Everything's hard. You got to choose your heart. Feed your people. Feed them good food too, not like
Like
dude,
pizza or something good on.
No, dude, I smoked a rack of ribs for the guys last week. My man, nobody's ever quitting on me.
I'm getting my brisket down. I did a brisket for our company our quarterly company barbecue, and it was like I was up all night. I had to be up all fucking night to do it, but
Was it good?
it was really good. I was up. I was like,
okay, all right. Well, then it's worth it. It's worth
and
it.
I did another one here for Mallory's birthday on Saturday, and I'm like, it didn't come out as good. It was rain. We got some rain. It rains here sometimes, and I
Really?
put my barbecue out, and I'm like, are you kidding? I had to get up like 2 a.m. I'm like, fucking take it. I'm like running into the stove, and I'm like, oh my god, but it was cool. It's a 40s thing, man. Once you get up into your 40s, you gotta like get a hobby, like either fishing or smoking meats. I guess is
or alternatively, I hear that World War II history is another.
You nailed that one too. The history or history buff, because I really like submarines for some reason. Like I was watching Pearl Harbor and like submarines, and I'm smoking meat. I'm like, what the fuck is happening to me?
Dude, I am a little over a month from hitting 30, and it's like I'm getting into fishing and I'm getting into smoking meats, and it's like, yeah, hitting my stride.
Oh, that's great. Well, it's good, man. It's good catching up. I'm glad everything's
dude, this is
that's
fun.
awesome.
This is fun.
I know we talked a couple of years ago about you making the move and opening the shop, so it's exciting to see you making the moves.
I love seeing you troll the groups, and I just want you to know that I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Free diag. Okay, actually, real quick, one question before I let you go. You offer free diag right now, correct? Or it's
hybrid.
And the initial, if someone calls you and says, "Hey, I got brakes that are squeaking," will you look at it and not charge them?
Oh, absolutely, no cost. You're gonna have an AC technician take a look at it for you.
Let me ask you this question: do you pay your technician for that time?
We do it ourselves. So either myself, my advisor, or my service manager do it, and they're paid salary.
You're not asking a technician to do work for free.
Never. I don't even have them inspect the vehicles anymore.
Done.
It's not even worth it.
Easy money.
It's not even. All the inspections are done front of house. Literally everything's in a nice little bow on a silver platter with all their parts on a cart. This is what you're doing. Now I do have a diag tech that does strictly diags. So
if
it comes in and I'm like, and I look at it and I'm like, okay, I don't see anything wrong. It's got a PO128 thermostat code. Fans are running. It's a Chevy. Needs a thermostat. Still a thermostat. Parts go on a cart. Ticket goes out. Technician replaces the thermostat. Goes to QC process. Done. Free diag. That was a free diag. Like if you looked at it from the 30,000 foot view, the car came in with a code. I didn't charge to diagnose it, and it got fixed. Right? If it comes in with like, I don't know, what would be a good example? Maybe a mass airflow sensor code. Right? I look at it. The wires aren't chewed. The air box is in place. Everything looks good. It goes to a level 2 advanced assessment. It's $220. We're going to tell you exactly what's wrong with it. That goes to my lead diag tech. He diagnoses the vehicle. He gets paid, and he gets paid 1.7 for that first initial diag, and then it gets dispatched to get repaired. So, and then I was talking earlier about like when you're talking to the customer, if it's like, hey, I've been to 3 other shops and no one can figure it out, and we called around and said you're the ones to talk to because it's got a transmission problem. I get a lot of that. Level 3 diag right away, 2.5 hours, $360, like right off the bat. It's going to cost you $400 for you to bring your vehicle to us, and I'll tell you exactly what's wrong with it. Technician gets 3 hours, like done. Like that's
well,
he gets paid for it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, he's hourly, so he gets paid no matter what. They're not flat.
My technicians are hourly too. So like, even if I if Andrew decides that as a marketing expense and I want to acquire a new customer and I'm going to spend some money, I can do that.
Yeah.
What I charge and what my technician gets paid are somewhat related, but they're not directly related, right? Like,
you have a racetrack, so like everyone's just trying to get as many hours because it gets them on to the finish line. So 160 hours. So they literally just compete to get hours on the board so they can win the race on the whiteboard.
Yeah,
that's it. It's as simple as that. But yeah, as far as like the initial assessment, we call it the assessment phase. We call it the lift and look.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like it.
It's the lift and look. So we take a lift, put it on the lift, and we take a look. Within 8 minutes, we do full thing, DVI, all that. The DVI and everything's all done by the service manager and the advisor. That's like, or myself.
So what's your time from keys being handed to service advisor or service manager, whoever, from keys being handed into the front counter to a estimate being ready to go? What's your time clock on that?
Morning to noon. I mean, I don't have a specific timeline on it. If it's just an initial assessment, because we're not we don't sell the inspection process until we verify the main complaint. So we do the inspection and we do the initial complaint. And if the initial complaint's got a triage to diagnostic, we hold that inspection until the diag's done. So we don't 300% nobody.
Okay.
We make sure that
I
first
like it.
initial phone call is verifying their concern and telling them how much is going to be to fix what they came in for. We then say, okay, in about 30 minutes, we're going to finish the inspection, get all the estimates together on that. And I'll call you back in 30 minutes with the rest. And that just kind of breaks up the process a little bit.
Yeah.
That's just our sales process, and it works. And I'd like everything by noon to have an answer. So we do a 10 o'clock and a 2 o'clock check-in. So usually by 10 o'clock, we're calling them with or without an answer. And it's either with an answer, hey, we found the issue, this is what it's going to be. Or it's like, hey, we're going to need a little more time. I'm going to be contacting you by 2 p.m. today with an answer of what's going on. And then again, it's to the customer, like, oh, it's fine. It's my third vehicle. I don't need it at all. We're still going to make that 2 o'clock phone call, but we're
Yes.
not gonna like hot ticket the item. So we will if they're
Yes.
like, well, I really need this back by the end of the day. Okay, that means 2 p.m. is the hard stop. Now it's a hot ticket. We need this an answer by 2 p.m. So it's like setting an expectation for the shop of like every car needs to be within an hour and a half an answer. It just doesn't work because everybody's
Yeah.
different and you have to manipulate that situation.
Yeah, I keep falling into that trap where I tell customers, absolutely, we'll have answers for you on this about an hour, hour and a half. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I've got 4 cars in here. I have answers on 1 of them and crickets on 3, and I don't have time to build an estimate. I got to go diag this car. It's
It helps that bottleneck for me. It helped the bottleneck of not having the technicians do the inspection, because then I could personally look at every car and just figure the front end out, right? Is this going to be a buyer or not? And that's the bottom line. And you can talk shit about whatever you want to say about that. I'm qualifying the customer. Is this a buyer or not? Are they coming in to get their car fixed, or are they coming in because they just want an answer and they want to leave? So like very quickly, we want to get that out of the way. Get that out of the way.
Yep.
And then have the conversation with like, okay, so I'm going to need it till 2 o'clock to get an answer. Oh, that's fine. You can have it till tomorrow, right? Boom, done. I'm going to call you at 2 either way, but now I know which ones are need to prioritize, right? And you have to do it that way. Like I can't go through 250 cars a month and not have a process that's like variable, right? Like it has to, you have to figure that stuff out and like know, okay, where do I need to put the attention? To the squeaky wheel. Like that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that works. Works for us anyway. But we're working on it every day.
I love it.
So.
Oh yeah,